name's Matthew Rowe. I directed Garden of an Angry God.
I'm Joel Martinez. I directed Sapphire.
I'm Alex Fernandez. I directed Dawn, Shadows, and Dust.
Hi, I'm Dali Mansour. I'm the writer and director of SEMA.
Greg, you guys had all different kind of concepts, but the same type of vibe, feeling to it. So I would love to know each of you guys' kind of motivation. Obviously, we have some Tarantino vivaciousness coming into these films, so that's why you're in this block. Okay, so I want to know your what made you want to create this? What was your intentions for this film?
Yeah, so this was my master's thesis film for school, and I started playing around with the idea of using art as a way, not just art, but film specifically and dance, as mediums to like heal my creative soul, and in extension my brother as well. He's a music artist, and he composed the soundtrack. And so I initially was just playing with the idea of not art therapy, but like art used as therapy for the creative. And I ended up with this concept of grief, and really just wanted to let dance speak as dialogue in my film. So I tried to use it as narrative and storytelling.
It definitely spoke, right? Because I think it's right. She stayed in motion the entire time. Never in motion. All of it. For you, sir?
The original idea for Garden of an Angry God came from a screenplay by the screenwriter Kimberly Britt. She had written a script called Undertakings that I came across on the website Script Revolution that I really liked a lot of the ideas that she was playing with. I tried making this movie like 4 times, and each script I didn't like. I'm spending some time up at Hampshire College. I'm going back to school there. I'm a non-traditional student, as they call it. I decided to kind of force myself to make it into a film, so I gave myself a very short timeline to be able to kind of turn the project around. It was very much influenced by death rituals in a lot of different cultures, but also it's highly influenced by cosmic horror. I'm a really big, August Derleth, Lovecraft, type of fan, and what all these other different types of creatives and filmmakers have been able to do with the genre over the years. And then also, and at the moment I say it, anybody who's actually seen the film will probably know it. If you're familiar with Darren Aronofsky's work, I'm highly influenced by the movie Pi, and that explains why it's all in black and white and high contrast, so I stole some of his ideas. But it's also because I wanted to explore what paranoia does to you in a confined space. Part of it was definitely came from my experience going through and trying to make this film the first time in the very beginning of the pandemic, and didn't pan out well whatsoever. But because of that, and because of constantly just being stuck inside, you have a bit of cabin fever. And so I grew up in a very old house. I live in a lot of really old buildings, so everything creaks and cracks and stuff. And so you hear people walking above you or below you. And of course, there's one song that became a really big motif for this. Tom Waits had a song, What Is He Building in There? And it's this idea that you don't know what's on the other side of the wall, and usually it's not what you think it is, but at the same time it could be something worse. So that in the end of it, it kind of all came together, and my sister Chelsea plays the lead in the film. And William Shelton also plays Boss.
You guys want to come up? You also? Okay, cool.
The first time I worked with them was when I was 19, and I'm glad I was able to work with them again. So, it was a considerably better film.
That's cool. Awesome. For you, Boss?
Well, I'll say Sapphire came to me first as a feature film idea. I mean, this is literally just the first 20 minutes of what I hope to make as a feature film in the next year or two. But it comes from me really wanting to showcase real people. I always happen in these big, drastic, messed up situations. But I really want to showcase real people and real emotions, and I have known people who have gone through things like this, especially dealing with like addiction. So that's always just my goal, I think, you know. And I love gritty crime dramas. I think that's, you know, one of my favorite genres to play with. And this is definitely, I would say, my proudest work. But yeah, I really hope to make this into a feature film. I love just working with Destiny. This was probably our Destiny played Sapphire, but she was actually here. This was our 4th or 5th film together. It's pretty much since college, and I think, you know, I know that I can write a role like this for her, and she'll just fucking knock it out of the park every time. And she's just insane. But I just love working with actors and seeing what they can carry with, you know, stories like this. So, yeah.
Thanks.
I wish I had something more complex to say, but my film is just based on a web series. I had a web series that I created in 2015. It became kind of popular in the indie circuit. And then I created a comic book based on the web series, and then later created crossover films with the superhero guy you saw at the end. He's LA, based out of LA, and so this film was just basically to catch up her fans on where she's been for 4 years, because my actress, you know, life happens. She ended up getting married and having a baby and moving away. So she was gone for about 4 years, and then she came back, and we were able to continue our story. So I just wanted to catch everybody up with this character.
Super cool. Super cool.
For me, my main idea was to take something about psychological disorder, and I came across a topic of sexual harassment, and I wanted to give a voice to those victims. That's why I wanted to make this first movie, and yeah, I started writing it during the pandemic, and I was working with Fujifilm, and I started. I wanted to to change and get started this year. That's why I started thinking about my first movie during that period. And yes, it's not an easy topic, because I wanted something symbolic about a hard topic like incest. Then that's why I chose this kind of image to demonstrate what hard feeling of the victims.
You guys had all kind of different type of concepts with these films, and you know that's impressive. You know, like I liked where you got your influence from. Yeah, so we know your answer. So your influences, like what drives you to make films like this? Like we just know your intentions just now, but now I'm asking you. You have a certain style, right?
Yes.
Where's that style coming from?
That's a good question. I feel like I'm drawn to things that haven't been made before, and voices that haven't been, you know, spoken before. Specifically, I grew up watching a lot of musical stuff. What we all love, Hairspray, we all love La La Land, mainstream. And I think I just feel like there's not enough experimental dance film that lets dance speak enough. Oftentimes dance is used for motivation of plot or aesthetic purposes, as opposed to using it for voice. And I wanted to create something that did that. Some films that I do love are like Evolution by Lucille Holovic. I just love her aesthetic and her coastal narratives. And I also love Climax, so, you know, obviously. Anything chaotic and dark and coastal, I usually grab onto.
You have a dance